Hello everyone, and as you can see behind me, we have barrels. Oh, you can't see it now, but we have barrels, and they are used for storing items, obviously, but there's a lot more that barrels can do besides just be a barrel. So today I'm going to be showing you 10 or more tips and tricks using the barrel in your builds. So as you can see behind us, let's start out with number 1, the very fun and exciting railroad tracks. So you could do one if you just want to have a single line of tracks, and you can just do something like this. You can put a minecart and do that. But if you don't want to put all these rails on all these things, all you gotta do is place some barrels. They're a lot cheaper to make, and they actually look like a railroad thing. And if you have a real railroad car that you built, you could do a double one. So then one wheel goes on this one, and one wheel goes on that one, so it makes it all nice. Or you can just line them up and do something like that. But the funny thing I thought about was that if someone thinks this is a rail, you can just, they just open the barrel instead of putting it on the minecart. But that is tip number 1. Very simple, very fun. So let's move on to the tip number 2, which is over here in our spooky cellar. As you can tell, we have barrels or kegs that you can use, and it's a very simple design. A lot of people have used it before. However, all you got to do is grab a tripwire hook and a trapdoor, and you can put it on top. You can do a double one, or you can do singles over here. It's really easy, and they look really nice. Or you can put them up on shelves without any other trapdoors on the side. But yeah. Now, going on to the next tip, it is using it as a wall structural things. So normally people use oak logs or spruce logs, some kind of logs that go in the corners that act as supporting beams. However, you can do something different by adding the barrels. They have these strong supporting iron bar things in the middle, so that's a really cool way to show just structural support, and it may not look as nice as the logs. But if that's what you're looking for, like an old cellar that's kind of been run down, they didn't have the nicest of materials, you could do something like this. Now there's actually one more tip in here, and as you can see, you're like, oh, there's no more barrels. Yet there is. In the floor pattern, as you can see, there is slight differences in the floor. So these are actually barrels, and you can put a couple of them all around here, and it just kind of breaks up the floor a little bit more using spruce. So it's really easy to do. All you gotta do is grab a barrel, go underneath wherever your thing was, break out a block, and squat if you're next to a barrel like this, and just place it upside down. Now your barrel is in the floor, and yeah, it makes the floor look a lot more different. So yeah, that's really easy to do, and it just kind of makes your floor not the same. So now going up the stairs, but actually going this way and not out into the abyss, you come over here and you have a standard Minecraft kitchen area, or just kind of a home or something like that. So as you can see, tip number 1 is just using barrels as storage, maybe as a cabinet. You could even grab an item frame or something like that and place it on top, just like so. And you could be like, you know what, this is for maybe whatever, and this is for that. It's really easy, and it's super simple too. And so now moving on to the next tip, it is using barrels as just a rack or a extra block that you can use for containers or shelves or something like that. You can put them as the top, as finishing off the top blocks, or you can put them on the bottom as well. I just had a lot of barrels in here, so I didn't want to use them as the bottom. However, they're really easy to use. You can also you could switch it around, do something like that, and make a nice little shelf area for all your storage. It's really easy, and it's fun. So now if we're moving over to the next tip, this is a kind of like a pioneer trail that kind of leads off to a swampy area, something like that. And as you can see, it's kind of hard to see the barrels at first. However, if you come around to the side right here, we have wagon wheels. They make really good wagon wheels, as they they kind of do, except the only problem is the fronts don't really look like that. So if you put the oak trap door right there, it makes it very nice. And they kind of look like spokes, I guess, or wagon wheels. You kind of have the boards in between. It's a pretty easy way to make a wagon wheel. And yeah, so there's actually one more tip or trick over here. As you can see, there's a barrel right here, but it doesn't look the same. And as you can see, it's an open barrel. It looks really weird. Same over here. However, if you saw in our last video, if you pop up over here, there, as you can see, I did a little video showcasing how you can permanently open barrels. And it's really weird. It's super simple though, so check out that video if you want to see more about this, but it's really simple. All you gotta do is place a barrel down, any direction, stand on top of it, uncrouch, and open it at the same time, and it will permanently be open. It's really easy, and you can use it over in this area to make maybe a hole. Maybe a little animal lives down in this hole, or something like that. Or maybe there's a mole and he's digging up dirt around this area, or something like that. And it just adds a little bit more depth to your Minecraft worlds, as there could be other animals living in these over here. But if you open it, you do have to lose it, so all you gotta do is stand and uncrouch at the same time, and it will fix it. Now, moving on to the quick tips at the end. This could be used as a minecart track that goes up and keeps going. Maybe it's a sideways minecart track, or you can do a loop-de-loop, something like that. Maybe it's a roller coaster and you go up, and you can use it as another extension of your railways. Another thing to do is to stabilize your ladders. They just look nice on the back, and you can use it as a ladder as you climb up. Now, you can use this as a really good way to finish off the bottom of a street lamp or street pole or something like that. All you gotta do, place a barrel on the bottom and just connect it with whatever you want. If you want to, you can also turn these upside down by going 1 or 2 blocks underneath, making sure you place it like this, and you could also do an upside down one as well. It's really easy. Now, moving on to the next one. This is the fallen tree. As you can tell, maybe someone chopped down this tree and they're preparing it for moving. So they get barrels and they kind of latch it up and secure it down as they maybe either cut off branches or are getting it ready to be moved. It's really easy. All you have to do is that. Now, continuing with the the log theme, you can use them as log branches, supports, it's kind of the same as that one over there, but you can just use it for your tiny log pile, and then putting these on the side to make them just look a little bit more attached and connected. Now, moving on to the final tip of the day, it is just using them as storage. You can use them in a really assorted different manner of ways to make storage boxes. Like, you just pile them up in the corner, and it makes it look a lot more just used and that there's stuff there. So if you want to have a warehouse or something like that, you can just pile a bunch of barrels as crates or other stuff as the like. It's really easy, and it can make your things look a lot more cluttered. And you can also incorporate the beehive as maybe cardboard boxes or something like that. So that is all for today. All the tips and tricks that were used to use the barrel, and hopefully you've been able to learn a few ways you can use the barrel in ways you've never known before. They're really fun, really easy. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time on Fruit Realm. Bye!